Good morning. It's October 9th, and Hurricane Milton is offshore. If you're not familiar with this website, windy.com, it's pretty amazing. Let me just do the hit play down here. If you look below my finger, you can see my cursor. This is 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 2 a.m. tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So by 1 p.m., it's going to be all the way across to the other side of the state. Looking at Pasco County, the heaviest winds are these, well, obviously this purple, whatever color that is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on Pasco County, which is right here. And we're going to watch the color of the winds. 12, 2, 3, 10, 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. is where we're going to start getting the hurricane force winds. And by 8 o'clock tomorrow night. A lot of stress out there. And based on my the results of my last couple of videos, not anyone, no one watched. I also want to point out another resource, and that is Dennis Phillips. I'm going to jump onto Facebook and show you this guy. He's amazing weather guy. And if you follow Dennis Phillips, this is him. And he seems to be the authority for us. And his posts are pretty regular. So you can keep an eye on what he has to say and follow a local expert. 1.1 million followers. He was at 900 and something yesterday. All right, so today we're going to talk about real estate because that's what we do. In Pasco County right now, let me get this out of the way. There are 4,056 listings. There are 1,493 pendings and solds. We like to do -7, -37. Because it sometimes takes 3 or 4 or 5 days for the listings to get updated. 1131, so that number's been going down pretty substantially. We're going to go ahead and look at the new listings. 0 -5. So 168 properties were listed in the last 5 days. And let's start off with the flood zones, AE. I can't see my keyboard. 24 properties in the flood zone were listed in the last 5 days. And they're showing no VEs, but I don't think this VE flood zone criteria is working. 168 in the flood zone. And we're more primarily interested in the flood zones with the storm surge. So we're only going to look at 4 cities because these are the 4 cities that are impacted by flood zones, storm surge. And then Hudson got crushed. Oh, we can do it. Hudson. There we go.
Are we going to bring water?
No.
Oh, sorry.
So 51 listings in that in these 4 cities. Sandra flooded terribly. Needs repairing and fixing. 4 foot of flooding in the hurricane. Senate Manor got crushed. Excuse me. Just crushed. The question in Senate Manor is, are they going to condemn all those mobile homes? Yeah, Tri-Leisure crushed. Okay, this is not Second floor, Alkinus Acres, may have gotten flooding, but it wasn't from storm surge. Now, this is interesting. This flooded. Beacon Woods Golf Country. Interesting. This definitely flooded. This is very low land here, Needle Palm, very, very low. So, gorgeous waterfront, approximately 2 feet of flooding. So, Sea Pines got crushed. Forest Hills did not flood, at least in all the streets I went down. Holiday Lake Villas did not flood. Venice Estates did not flood. Lake Connolly did not flood. Seven Springs did not flood. Forest Hills did not flood. Holiday Lake Estates, no, no, no. Yeah, it's just amazing. The Anclote River, it flooded that little mobile home park. Claudia, 250,000, 3 or 4 feet of water in that property. Colonial Manor is not, okay, they've got this as an X flood zone. This shouldn't have even come up on my list. Holiday Gardens did not flood. Beacon Square did not. Beacon Square flooded the last 2 streets. I drove down there and was just shocked. Beacon Square flooded down here. And it makes sense because this is the Gulf. Well, if you zoom out a little bit, there's the Gulf. Okay, it flooded down here. So it's going to be hit or miss in Colonial Hills did not flood. San Clemente did not flood. Tahitian did not flood. Crestridge Gardens did not flood. Ventana did not flood. When I say did not flood, it didn't flood from storm surge. Terry Loop flooded. Let's see what they say here. This house is under rental contract for $2,500 a month. Currently leased. The listing agent is owner. Yeah, this is right off of Trouble Creek. No, it did not flood here. Excuse me, let me withdraw that. Barbie Heights did not flood. All right, we're at $295,000. So the idea behind my monitoring this is really to San Clemente did not flood, is to look at what the investor properties are looking like, what the what's going to happen with real estate. Well, initially, it seems unlikely that retail buyers are going to come in here and start buying. It is going to be the investors that step in first that are going to buy into the uncertainty. So this one did flood, put on a contract at 0 days, which likely means that the realtor had a buyer for it and listed it for the purpose of information. None of these flooded. Okay, Village Woods Condo. And that is in Beacon Woods. That didn't flood. I mean, it didn't flood from storm surge. Seven Springs. All right, this went pending with over 24 offers and went substantially over the asking price. Substantially over the asking price, according to the gossip. Emerson didn't flood. Jasmine didn't flood. Holiday Hill didn't flood. Beacon Woods Village didn't flood. You know what's happening here is the flood zone is not working because many of those were not flood zone properties. Okay, there we go, down to 8. Okay, Gulf Harbors. Well, Florimar / Gulf Harbors. Under contract, 197 days on the market. This went under contract on 10/4 after the $775,000. You really got to wonder who's buying a house. I mean, this property, this whole canal was 3 or 4 feet over the wall. Okay, we're going to look at the solds in the last, let's go 5 days back, because if you've been watching these videos, and nobody is, so all it's going to do is give content so that in the future when people say, does Jenkins have anything to say? Oh, he's got 1,200 videos. He must go on and on and on, but does he say anything? Beacon Square, I don't believe this overland flooded. Let's take a look at it on the map. Yeah, even though there's water here, this is a lake. And the real flooding I don't think this flooded. I drove down Moog Road. It only flooded at the end. And let's go. The last one, Aloha Gardens, shockingly did not flood. I'd love to see a animation video of the flooding if it's possible, because Holiday Lake Estates all the way across did not flood. Tahitian did not flood. Aloha Gardens did not flood. Key Vista is actually higher than Aloha Gardens and Tahitian, and it didn't flood. These flooded here, these end roads. Gulf Harbors flooded. The houses that are higher did not flood. Gulf Harbors Woodlands, I think, is higher than Gulf Harbors. Same thing with Sea Forest. Green Key Estates got crushed. Just crushed. This area here, I live right here. Bayou Vista, Marina Palms, crushed. River, how could I not know that's the name of that neighborhood? River Gulf Point, crushed. Harbor Isles, crushed. Harbor Point actually is a little bit higher, although the downstairs on these luxury homes did flood, which makes sense. Coons, okay, here, this is Martha's Vineyard, terrible flooding. Westport, terrible flooding. Senate Manor, these 2 streets on the high end did not. Pine Tree Acres, Brown Acres, Pineland Park, all crushed. Leisure Beach, terrible damage. Signal Cove, these are mobile homes. Many of these are going to be, I say this with confidence, I shouldn't say it this way. It is likely that many of these are going to be condemned. Pleasure Isles, no good. Sea Ranch, no good. Hudson Beach, no good. Riviera Estates, all of this underwater. Driftwood Isles, terrible flooding. Cape Cay, flooding inside the neighborhood here, which I guess they're calling it Waterway Shores. Sea Pines, terrible flooding. Emerald Beach, Briarwoods, I didn't go into Briarwoods, but Arapaca got crushed, and now we're in Hernando. So we've gone down the beach. I do need to go up there and verify Briarwoods and Briar Oaks. I think these neighborhoods are a little higher. It's, if it didn't go, if you're 10 feet or above, it's likely you did not flood. All right, what do we do next? We're in the middle of a video with nowhere to go. Here we go. Let's talk about this. Let's watch this video one more time and we'll call it a day. I'm committed to making videos every day regarding real estate and the flood zone properties. And if you're buying in Florida and you're buying in a flood zone, don't. The price of these houses has got to be suspect. The ability for them to maintain value has got to be suspect. It just doesn't make sense to buy in these neighborhoods. Okay, this is 6 a.m. tomorrow, and it looks like it's going ashore. Oh, they've moved this up. This was lower, and now it's, you know what? I don't know if I trust this, because it appears that they're showing this wobbling much higher than we saw it a few hours ago. Oh, they have it taking a very sharp northern track. 3 a.m. Look at this. Oh, dear. All right, well, we'll know in hindsight. Wishing you the best. Bye now.